At the end of last year, there was an enormous amount of protest against the budget cuts in the arts in the Netherlands, and most of us joined, and most of the artists in this group, in the Occupy campaign group, joined these protests. But these were very unsatisfying, because at the end, protesting when there's cuts in your own domain, your own working field, I mean, there's nothing more predictable than that. Everybody protests the moment that you cut in their personal work, or they lose their jobs or whatever. The interesting thing of Occupy was that it was a protest that was about much more. It's not even really a protest, it's really a democratization movement that demands politics back to its kind of source, to the streets, to public space.
We want to make clear that politics is everyday life. It's not just every 4 years. There are many levels you can participate in. There are many ways you can be a political being. Politics is not something that's happening in the capital or at the major's office. Politics is everyday life, and you can be a part of it too. Whether you believe in parties or you don't believe in parties, that's really not the question here. The question is, a party is just a form of representation. So even if we would create a party, we would only create a party for ourselves, and then we're still no one. The current government also has declared war against the art world. Like, a lot of subsidies are being taken away. There's a lot of negative image from the government to the art world, so this is our reaction of the art world.
Well, I think a lot of artists in general, but especially the ones that are here, are trying to find ways to make art relevant. And so there's a lot of talk about political art.
I usually use art in order to create platforms for to test democratic values. So for me, Occupy it's a very natural follow-up of my art.
What I would like to do is defend an idea of art from a vision of the world that is much larger than art alone. I defend the worldview of which art is a part, but not the only thing. So in that sense, for me, as an artist, this issue counts in the sense that I want to think of art in the context of the political event. I want to think of its meaning in the context of the political event. But I wouldn't put that logic upon this group at large, because at the end we are a political group, first of all.
I mean, we are artists, but we are mainly being doing this as citizens, because we are concerned about where the world is going. And we want to change things for the better.
So the idea of the Occupy campaign, it started, I think, with a simple invitation of a smart project space. They felt sympathy with the movement and the actions that we were organizing in Beursplein. And when the Beursplein protest came to its end, they suggested that we could use the facilities to continue the protest. And we discussed among each other what would be the best way to use this possibility, and how we could redefine the Occupy movement now that it's moving away from the squares. We chose a neighborhood, the Galen neighborhood, which has an extreme low representation in the polls, but a potential progressive basis. And now from here, from Smart, through a phone bank, through different flyers and banners, we're trying to approach the neighborhoods and map out the different let's say problems, but also solutions and suggestions that live in the neighborhood.
And we are completely open, so we really want to speak about politics in the way that they have the vision about politics, and often that is about street violence or about the economy or about people in The Hague that are not listening, but it can also be simpler things like garbage in the street or things like that. But just the thing, we ask them what is important for you.
Yeah, we are working on the streets, and we are just talking with people, and we ask them what they think about politics, if they feel represented by the current government, and we ask them how politics influence their own life and how they would maybe propose different solutions, or they would like to stress issues that are not being discussed in parliament or in municipality, etc. So we give the people a voice, or we try to, and then we send messages to Smart, to the visual team, and the visual team is making letters and posters and banners, and we hang them in the streets and we spread the letters.
So we are trying to contact all the people in the neighborhood by phone. We have these lists, and everyone's phone number is on there, and we're trying to have a conversation with them. I say my name really slow and clearly so they hear it, and I say that I am calling from Occupy Campaign. I'm happy if we have on the phone, if we have maybe 200 successful conversations a day.
Thank you, great.
We are making the letters, so we got like all of the quotes over here, quotes that are done, and we take these and then we use these different, how do you say, small boxes. That's where we have all of the different letters, and basically, so we take a quote and then we put it on this letter. What you see on the wall is all of the copies that we have. The original quotes, so these are going to put in the mailbox of the people that said it.
I mentioned Occupy some other times, and eventually they realize what it is and they start asking, but are you from those trampy, dirty-looking people from the Dam Square, or who are you exactly, and why do you have my number?
But when they talk with us and they ask us like, or like what do you do for a living, and these kind of questions, and they see that we are just like normal people, we could be their neighbor, and then they change their mind again.
Although most people sometimes they don't know Occupy, or they're actually even a bit negative towards Occupy, when we just explain them what we're doing, they open up and they really want to talk to us. And also when the people who are in the streets have a lot of conversations, and people are really happy to get the chance to speak about politics and to get a real discussion going.
I was afraid that people would say I don't care about politicians because they are stupid, empty-headed people who just want to make money for themselves, but actually people are angry, but not really at the politicians, but at each other.
Yeah, most of the people, well, a lot of people say they don't have any faith in politics, but they have a lot of things to say about it.
If you were able to put something on the agenda of the politics in the Netherlands or in Amsterdam specifically, what would it be? Are there specific points that make you happy about the policy of our current government? Do you feel represented by the government? What do you think about the fact that a lot of political decisions are made without your input, without you being able to do anything about it?